I'm really excited to tell you we've got another banger from Kensington Publishing and author Noelle W. Eiley, who wrote Ask for Andrea. Her new book, Gray After Dark, is incredible. It's a thriller that's inspired by a real crime, the 1984 abduction of Olympic biathlete Carrie Swenson, who was kidnapped and left stranded in the wilderness by her attackers. The story follows Miley, an injured Olympic hopeful who's spending the summer training in Idaho's remote Frank Church wilderness when she's abducted during a morning run. Suddenly, she's trapped in an off-grid cabin miles from help, forced to rely on her athletic training, instincts, and sheer determination to stay alive. This book doesn't come out till June 30th, but I was so excited to get an early copy. And what I loved is it's not just a thriller about escaping a captor. It's also a battle against wilderness itself. Miley's stuck in the woods and realizing that surviving one more day is far from guaranteed. So if you're a fan of Frida McFadden, Karen Slaughter, John Mars, or true crime stories, Gray After Dark absolutely deserves a spot on your list. You know I love a good mystery, but not when it comes to what's going on with my body. Yet even when I go to the doctor, it seems like I still don't get the answers I'm looking for. Most people who get blood work done hit the same wall. The results come back, they get a nod, and everything looks fine, and they're sent on their way. Gevity is the first all-in-one precision health membership that closes that gap. Your membership includes access to a functional health expert and longevity clinician who review your blood work and build a personalized protocol. Gevity sent a phlebotomist to my house to take my blood, and they tested everything from cholesterol, blood pressure, to my cortisol levels and my thyroid. They even do a gut microbiome analysis. Gevity gives you a personalized plan, so 93% of members see meaningful improvement from their first to second round of blood work. And we have an exclusive offer for our listeners who want to try it for themselves. Go to gogevity.com/gone and use promo code ATTWG for 20% off your purchase. That's GOGEVITI.com/gone and use promo code ATTWG for 20% off your purchase. Does anyone else feel like August is the Sunday of summer? It's the perfect time to hit reset before the autumn rush, and for me, that always starts with my wardrobe. Quince proves that you don't need a crowded closet to look incredible, you just need the right pieces, and I just bought a couple of great ones from Quince. I got this beautiful ribbed elbow-length shirt that will transition from summer to fall, and even though it's basically a short-sleeve t-shirt, it looks super elevated. And it certainly helps that everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. And I love that they work directly with ethical factories and they cut out the middleman, so you're paying for quality, not brand markup. So upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/ATTWG. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/ATTWG. 3 bones, some clothing, a lighter, and a pocket knife. Those were the items found by a duck hunter checking his blinds on July 25th, 2021. It took almost exactly 5 years to put the pieces together, but on July 23rd, 2026, those bones were identified as belonging to Shane Workman, who'd been missing from Lewistown, Pennsylvania since 2017. Shane's disappearance was met with rumors of setups, murder, or even a voluntary disappearance. Despite an influx of tips, his case went cold. Shane's family never gave up on him, though, and while they now know that he's never coming home, they're still fighting for answers. As his father, Mike Hewitt, said, quote, "We don't have to look for him anymore, just his killer," end quote. When a person goes missing, there's a special kind of pain in the not knowing. I want to tell you the stories of those who never came home. Today, I want to tell you the story of Shane Workman. I'm Kona Gallagher, and this is And Then They Were Gone. Welcome back, everyone. It's just me today. This is, as you can imagine, an unexpected episode that we're going to record, and so Ethan is not with us right now. but I wanted to hop on and give you a mini update on Shane Workman. As I'm recording this, it's all just now happening. So I wanted to update you, even though, we don't know a ton of information, but anytime we get some sort of resolution in one of the cases that we've covered, it really means a lot to me. So I just wanted to share it with you. We covered Shane's case back in November of 2024, and I'm recording this right after it was announced that Shane's remains were discovered. While it's always good to have some sort of answer when it comes to a long-term missing person, Shane disappeared 9 years ago in April, and finding his remains really brings up even more questions just because of the circumstances and what we do know. If you'd like to get a refresher on Shane's case, I've re-released our original episode. You can find it right below this one wherever you're listening right now. So if you don't recall, I recommend doing that. But if you've listened to that, if you're up on the story, let's get into the update on Shane Workman. Now, just as a quick refresher, here are the basic facts of the case. On the night of April 25th, 2017, Shane was with a woman named Kelly. They were over at his parents' house where Shane was living at the time. They spent time upstairs together in Shane's room before leaving. Shane returned a short time later alone and told his dad, Mike, that someone had been following them down the alley. He didn't seem too freaked out by this, though, and a few minutes later, he told his dad that he was running to Sheetz to get something to eat and asked if he wanted anything. Now, for those of you who are not in this general geographic area, Sheetz is a gas station that has made-to-order food as well. So that's where Shane was going. It was close by. Mike said he didn't need anything, and Shane walked out the door, but he never returned. After Lewistown police got involved when he was reported missing, they pulled the security footage from that Sheetz, but Shane never showed up in any of it. Several searches followed, but no trace of Shane was found. Almost immediately, both police and the family were inundated with both tips and rumors. One prevalent rumor was that Shane, who had battled with drug addiction, owed money to the wrong people. His father, Mike, was told pretty early on that someone had picked him up that night and dumped him in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, which is about 60 miles away from Lewistown. Other rumors said that he was safe, but he was in hiding. And again, Shane, was in, from all accounts, active addiction at the time, and there was talk that he had some legal issues, so people were thinking that he could be hiding either from the police or people he owed money to or something along those lines. But his family never thought that's what happened because Shane would have gotten in touch with them. That's what they always said. Basically, even with his issues, he never just went off the grid. He never stopped contacting people. He had a daughter who was, I believe, 14 at the time, who he loved. He was so close with her, and he wouldn't have just ghosted her, basically. As the years passed, Shane's family seemed to be more and more convinced that the answer to what happened on the night of April 25th, 2017, laid with Kelly. Not only that, but they believed that she may have set Shane up. Mike talked about this in his 2023 interview with Fox 43, saying, quote, "She's in jail now. That girl knows something. I know she does. But you can't force it. She can sit on that story for the rest of her life. I don't know how she can sleep. I know I can't sleep at night." End quote. Alicia, who's Shane's ex-girlfriend and the mother of their daughter, Alexis, has been passionately fighting for answers in Shane's case. Just 1 week before Shane's family was notified about his remains being identified, she posted on Facebook that she was still trying to get answers from Kelly. According to Alicia, Kelly had agreed to sit down and talk to her, but every time she's reached out, Kelly just couldn't do it. Now, this post that I got that information from was on Facebook, and it was in response to yet another anonymous tip that had come through. Here's some information from that tip. According to the tipster, a woman she was in jail with around 2017 started talking about Shane's case. And this is what that woman said happened. Quote, "Shane became frightened in the car at the corner of Sheetz when they got on the highway and he knew something was wrong." So basically, what she's saying is that when Shane left his parents' house to go to Sheetz, he actually met up with people. Now, it sounds like these are people he maybe owed money to or had some involvement with that was drug related. So they convinced Shane to get in the car, but he quickly realized that this was not a good situation. So the tipster went on to say that the woman told her that, quote, he jumped out of the moving car and ran down over the highway, and it took a few hours for the blank to find him. But when they did, they beat him to death, or so they thought, because they went back hours later and he was still breathing. So they beat him some more and rolled him down over the bank, end quote. Now, when she says the bank, she means a riverbank. And this riverbank was allegedly somewhere where white flowers bloomed that had been searched multiple times before. Based on what we know, because of their remains having been found, it doesn't sound as though they were found in an area that was searched before at all in Shane's case. But this story is similar to the ones that Alicia has heard. Alicia made another post on Facebook, and according to her, quote, I've heard so many stories from 3 black guys tried drowning him, Shane could fight and hard, to they couldn't, so they had to shoot him, to his body was dumped in the Susquehanna River, to he was buried along the river. I don't know what to believe anymore, end quote. I do need to point out that Kelly has spoken. Again, a lot of this is on Facebook. And if you've listened to our original episode on this, that was the theme of that episode as well. These people in Lewistown have been posting extensively on Facebook about this case. And that's everybody from Shane's friends, his family, to Kelly herself, to just, random people who kind of know other folks in this story. It's been a lot. And so obviously, because it's all Facebook posts, none of it can be 100% verified. So you're looking at all these stories and you can believe them, you cannot. But my general sense from reading years and years of these posts is that there are definitely some people who have some knowledge of what actually happened that night. So while I wouldn't believe any one of these posts or stories or whatever fully, I think that some of them do hold some measure of truth. So Kelly, like I said, Kelly herself has posted as well, and she's always denied being involved in Shane's disappearance. And there are plenty of people in Shane's life who do not believe her when she says that, but she has her defenders as well. As one Facebook user pointed out, maybe she truly doesn't know what happened to Shane. She was also in active addiction at the time and may truly not remember or really realize what happened on that night 9 years ago. So what did happen to Shane? This is what we found out from the DNA Dope Project and the Lewistown police. On July 25th, 2021, a duck hunter found 3 bones, 2 femurs and a tibia, on a rocky islet in the Susquehanna River in Lancaster County near Ely Island, about 60 miles away from Lewistown. Remember, one of the stories that Alicia had heard involved Shane being dumped in the Susquehanna River. While Ely Island has never come up in anything that I've seen over the years, only 3 bones were found in that area. The Susquehanna runs right through Harrisburg. So the early story that Mike was told about Shane being taken to Harrisburg could also have some truth to it. In addition to the bones, the hunter found remnants of a pair of pants and a belt, along with a lighter and a pocket knife. The remains were examined, but as it was just 3 bones, making an identification wasn't easy. An anthropologist from Elizabethtown College examined them and reported that they belonged to a male. The limited information they had was then uploaded to NamUs. Lewistown police didn't initially key into these remains as possibly belonging to Shane. Instead, Upper Allen Township police believed that they might have belonged to one of their missing persons cases, so they had a rapid DNA test done. Unfortunately, that test came back inconclusive. Upper Allen then used a cybergenics lab in the Pittsburgh area, which gave them back enough information to exclude their missing person. And this is when the DNA Doe project became involved. They enlisted several labs and were able to create a viable sample from DNA extracted from the femur bone. The DNA Doe project then used genetic genealogy to narrow down who these bones could belong to. Here's an excerpt from their press release that goes over the process. Quote, they quickly discovered that some of the unidentified man's ancestors were from Appalachia, while others were Irish immigrants who settled in Philadelphia. As their research progressed, the team identified a couple from West Virginia as the great-grandparents of the Susquehanna River John Doe. Shortly thereafter, following just 3 weeks of research, they made a significant discovery. We were looking to our family of interest when we realized that one branch had relocated from Arizona to Pennsylvania, said team leader Monique Platt. The crucial breakthrough came just minutes later when we found a missing person report for a member of that family who had not been seen since 2017. End quote. That missing person, of course, was Shane Workman. On July 23, 2026, a DNA sample from Shane's mother confirmed the match. Shane's family was notified on August 4th, 2026. In their press release, Lewistown police said that Shane's case is still an active and ongoing investigation. They said that they have evidence based on Shane's phone records as well as evidence gathered from his remains. While it doesn't sound like Shane's family has gotten the whole story over the years, it definitely sounds like they've been in contact with people who have real information about what happened on April 25th, 2017. Now, police just have to follow up on that. If you listen to our original episode, you know that this case was brought to me by Ryan, who runs Voices for Vanished. She has been working closely with Shane's family for years on this, and she actually just texted me. I got it literally right as I was coming down to record this. And she told me that they are going to be organizing and conducting ground searches in the Harrisburg area. Now, this is going to take some time. It's a large area to be covered, and there are a lot of areas along the Susquehanna that are quite shallow, but there are also areas where it's quite wide, deeper, and with a faster flow. Basically, what they're going to try to do is they're trying to find more remains. We have 3 bones, and while that is enough to thankfully make the identification, we want to find the rest of Shane's remains so he can be returned to his family and put to rest properly. If anyone is in the area, would be willing to help, they can reach out to them at voicesforvanished@gmail.com or through their website, voicesforvanished.com. I'll also put those links in our show notes. Like I said, as I'm recording this is all just breaking news. But we will keep you updated on any major developments in Shane's case, and I sincerely hope that finding his remains have brought his family some small measure of peace, and that they will get the answers and the justice that they're looking for. Anyone with information regarding Shane Workman's disappearance is urged to contact Detective Mary Woods at 717-248-6716, extension 427. You can see all the sources for this episode along with photos and videos at our website, andthentheywegone.com. Thank you for joining me for this update episode, and we will see you here next week for a brand new episode. And Then They Were Gone is hosted by Kona Gallagher and Ethan Flick. All research, writing, and editing is done by me, Kona Gallagher. Theme music is The Stork by Ketsa. Additional music is provided by Kai Engel. And Then They Were Gone is a Little Monster production.
Hey, you can do it!
The most important back-to-school essential for your college girl is the one no one's talking about. And right now at She's Birdie, it's buy 2, get 1 free. The packing lists are full of shower caddies and mattress toppers, but they leave off the one thing built to help her stay safe walking across campus after dark. It's Birdie 3.0, a rechargeable personal safety alarm small enough to live on her keychain or backpack and cute enough to carry anywhere. One pull of the top pin activates a 130 decibel siren that brings all eyes on her. No aiming, no buttons, no training. Just one instinctive pull, even with shaking hands. A dedicated on-off switch means it's always ready, but never going off between classes. Head to shesbirdie.com and stock up for everyone heading back to school with our limited time buy two, get one free sale. That's SHESBIRDIE.com.